Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Homer, and I just want to clarify that this video is for a general audience. While this video may be kid-friendly, kids themselves aren't the primary audiences. So, in that case, everyone can enjoy. Well, goodbye.
Oliver, the famous ninja. Along the coast of the island of Sodor, there was a small ranch line with engines called the Little Western, named after Duck and Oliver, who were both Great Western and proud of it. The Little Western was very busy in the summertime, as holidaymakers used the ranch line to travel to the many seaside villages and beaches. Duck and Oliver loved the summer excitement, and happily ran up and down the coastline, taking their passengers wherever they wanted to go. But now autumn was approaching, which meant that there were fewer holidaymakers and fewer trains to the seaside. "It's nice to have a chance to rest our wheels," said Duck one afternoon. Oliver agreed, but he also felt that the end of the summer was a little bittersweet. It had been long since Douglas had helped Oliver escape from scrap, and he had been enjoying his first summer on Sodor immensely. "I'll miss the enthusiasts and the warm sea air," Oliver said sadly. "They reminded me of how wonderful it is to be a free engine again." "I understand," Doug sympathized. "You spent a long time on that cold, damp yard on the other railway. If Douglas hadn't found me there, we would have been scrapped for sure." Toad the brakeman agreed. "Oh, I shudder to think about it, Mr. Oliver, but we would have been very happy here." "Oh, yes," Oliver concurred. "When all the branch lines closed back home, we didn't know what to do. But now Sodor feels like home." "I'm glad to hear you say that," said Duck. "You certainly fit well here, and the passengers adore you. Yes, it's been nice seeing your happy faces instead of the mean scowls of the diesels. You're safe here, Oliver. And remember, we'll always have passengers, and there's always next summer." This made Oliver feel much better. Later that day, Sir Tom and I came to see the two engines. "Though the busy summer season is coming to a close, we do have an important visitor coming on holiday to the island." Duck and Oliver were intrigued. "He's an old friend of mine. He works as the controller for the other railway." Oliver stiffened. He hadn't thought about the controller of the other railway since his rescue. He and Douglas had pretended that he was being taken for scrap to escape the other railway. Oliver was afraid that if the controller came, he might discover that one of his engines had been taken under his nose. "Oliver, I'd like you to take him to the coastal cottages when he arrives tomorrow." Oliver's colors drained with the news, but he mustered a weak, "Thank you, sir," and Sir Tom and I went back to his car. "Oliver, are you okay?" Duck inquired. You could see fear in Oliver's face. Duck had never seen Oliver react this way before, but then he understood. "Oliver, I can take the train tomorrow if it's going to be too difficult for you," offered Duck. "Thank you, Duck, but it's already been arranged." "We don't have to tell Sir Tom that," Duck replied, smiling. "I'll tell you what. You take my truck tomorrow, and I'll take the special train. One of you for another." Oliver thought for a moment and agreed with the new plan. Their drivers made the arrangements with the station master, who sympathized with the situation. The next day, Duck set out with the coaches to pick up the controller, and Oliver left the station with Duck's goods train. When Duck arrived, the controller surprised him. "I'm pleased to meet you, but you're not Oliver, are you?" "Uh-oh," Duck thought. "They'll never change the schedule." Duck knew they might get in trouble, but he also knew that Oliver was afraid that he might be sent back to the other railway. "No matter," continued the controller. "I just wanted to meet Oliver. He's a very famous engine, you know." "Famous?" Duck asked. "Yes, the harrowing tale of his escape has been all over the news. I've always been a proponent of steam preservation, and I'm glad he found a home here." Duck sighed in relief. "Beg pardon, sir, but Oliver was afraid that you were coming to take him back to the other railway." "No, not at all. I'm glad he is safe. When I heard that he had come to the island of Sodor, I knew I needed to meet this impressive engine." "I'm sure Oliver would appreciate hearing this from you," Duck said. Oliver was shunting trucks in the yard when Duck approached the controller's coach. Oliver was so shocked that he accidentally bumped one of his trucks into the bumpers. "Duck, what are you doing here?" he asked. "To bring a special visitor to meet a famous engine," Duck replied, smiling. "A famous engine?" Oliver was thoroughly confused. Out stepped the controller from the other railway. Oliver was guarded at first, but the controller greeted him so warmly that Oliver was disarmed. "Oliver, how good it is to meet you," said the controller, and explained what he had stuck earlier that day.
Thank you, sir. I had no idea.
Johnny flabbergasted.
You certainly are an impressive engine, Oliver, and I commend your heroism. I told the Diesels that if they ever badger a steam engine again, that they'll be punished. Oliver simply beamed.
From then on, Oliver had a renewed sense of purpose. Although scrapyard is still difficult for him to think about, Oliver now feels happy in his work here mountain because he knows that even those who cover against him are cheering for him from far away.